So today we're going to be doing the classic traditional taper with the side part, and it's going to create a nice vintage look for this young man's head of hair. All right, enjoy. Start, cape the client up, and then you go for your tools. I tend to have sort of a unique style when it comes to working with creating my look. Here, I generally stick to one comb and use the clippers kind of rapidly here, but that's just because I kind of have a little bit of a minimalist approach to tools. You tend to open up your availability to work with your canvas, so to speak, if you keep it simple. And I'm just going in here and carving out right here by the temple. We're doing some C cutting and freehand, along with using the comb to offer a little bit of guidance. And we're going open and closed with the clipper blades. Closed, open down here, right at the bottom, to create something that's a little shorter than a 1. And then tapering up in through the temple here, kind of roughing out the shape as we go up. Clean out around the ears real well and start in on the corner of the back taper here. And I tend to look at it kind of like painting or sculpting, because that's just easier for me. And you flit around all over your canvas here to create the look and bring it out, build it up, work it little at a time until it comes out. And then we're gonna go in here with the clippers and get this shape built and work with it until it, for the most part, is looking smooth. And then we'll finish up with the shears. And the shears help to soften the finish and smooth it over, and it catches some of the stuff sticking out that you might have missed with the clippers. It's a little easier to work once you get used to it without the guards, because then you can customize the haircut to the shape of the person's head. And sometimes if you get in there, some of your longer guards will miss large sections of hair or large passes of hair, and this offers you a little more control, a little more flexibility. All right, take a look here, and that mirror puts a little distance between you and the client, so you kind of spin them around and see what you need to amend and work on. All right, so I want to make the shape just a little bit more accentuated and bring it out a little bit. So I'll come in here and carve this out just a little bit more, doing some freehand and C-cutting. And then I'll guide it a little bit with the comb. Just accentuate that just a little bit more, and you gotta make sure you get it in there smooth. All right, so that brings it out just a little bit more. You wet it just a little bit here. Finger over and finger it over comb and grab it, and there we go. Take just a little bit off. You gotta leave it quite a bit longer on top with the classic style, so he has enough to comb, or with this specific classic style, I should say. Bringing it together, getting rid of anything that would hang over. And I know sometimes there's quite a few more recent styles that are based on classic looks, where they'll have kind of a whole bunch of hair hanging off of this side. It'll be shorter, but this, we're gonna go for a little bit more of a subtle look, and we're gonna take and get rid of that hanging over right there. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a big difference between this hair down here and this hair up here, and we're gonna tie that together. Just get rid of that. Make that also, it gradually blends into the top. So less of a modern take on a vintage look and more of a actual genuine vintage style. Or classic, you know, I guess classic subtle style. So now we got the shears out, and we're kind of seeing what the hair is doing up on top, and kind of bringing it over to make sure you don't get anything hanging over on that side, on this side, and then you can kind of check to make sure you're all even on your ends here. This is called cross-checking. First time we went through like this, and the second, with cross-checking, you go through like that. Make sure you're all your ends are matched up. And now you got the shears out, so why not take and work with smoothing out the back and sides of the hair. And this too, you can take, like if you notice, this side right here is a little bit more full than this side, so you can take and you can do your editing, and your shears are a little bit more forgiving than your clippers, so you can take and start editing your hair. Take some of the fullness out a little bit in here. And sometimes it helps you to see the haircut a little bit better. You can see your work a little bit more if you line it up, put an edge on the back. You can use all kinds of visual cues to make sure your sideburns are even. Come along, take a look at the bottom. There you go, and if your fingers are level, then you're set. So, I'm gonna just clean this up just a little bit more right in through here. And this technique with the shears, like all that fluttering, I like to use it because it feels like you can sculpt a little bit more with it, but you still get that soft edge with the shears. I notice a little bit of weight right in there. So I'm just going to smooth this out. So it doesn't come plummeting down the back of his neck. I mean, he'll still have little bits of hair, but keep it as clean as possible, you know. Little bit of shaving cream. There's a couple ways to do this. They tell you the backhand, this side, you come down here like that. But I always end up cleaning it up like that anyway. A little aftershave gel. Try and get something relatively hydrating. And I got the right temperature, so I'm just gonna shampoo them. Get all those loose hairs out of there. And a little bit of a scalp massage as well. A little conditioner in there. Helps to keep the hair healthy. Also helps to keep it manageable. All right, and the product that we're going to use works a little better when it's the hair is kind of damp, towel dry. So, and product really makes the haircut come alive. This is a great product here, Lay Right. And just a little bit of it. Put it in evenly throughout the hair. You know, you can spread it as even as you possibly can. And this is a highly stylized look, so it takes a little bit more product to get it exactly the way you want it, or the way we're going to do it for this occasion. Get that part, kind of draw it in like that, and part it. Try and get that as straight as I can. Bring that over. Up a little bit in the front. All right. There we go. Who is that guy? Looking fresh, sir. Brand new man. All right. Very good. And that, my friend, is a classic taper on the bottom here, and nice and combed over up on top, parted the side part. Looking well, sir.